So when we decide, we're always worrying, did I think this over long enough? Did I take enough data into consideration? And if you think it through, you find you never could take enough data into consideration. The data for a decision in any given situation is infinite. So what you do is, you go through the motions of thinking out what you will do about this. And then when the time comes to act, you make a snap judgment. But warriors are people who think of all the variables beyond their control and what might happen. So then when you make a decision, and it works out all right, I think very little of it has much to do with your conscious intent and control.
Thank you, kind sir. The gate man. All right, what's happening, everybody? Can you hear me? I don't have a mic on. We're in Marfa, Texas, and we're about to ride down by the Mexican border. Let's see how this shakes out.
You are watching the Tim Kreitz Adventures channel. Welcome.
I got a call from Mike Bengford a couple of weeks ago to let me know that he was back in Texas for the entire month of May. He and his wife had rented a house in Marfa for the month. He had brought his motorcycle and wanted Cliff and I to make the trip down for a long weekend and to do some riding. Naturally, we said yes. On Saturday morning, we made the decision to ride the Texas-Mexico border along the river road between Presidio and Terlingua. Famous with motorcyclists, this particular stretch of the road is an unceasing roller coaster of winding, hilly, off-camber turns and switchbacks that follows the Rio Grande for some 60-odd miles between the two towns. I was enthusiastic about riding the river road, but at the same time a bit concerned. It's no secret that, as of the filming of this episode in May of 2022, the Texas-Mexico border is a hot mess of mass illegal immigration, drug cartel activity, human trafficking, and death. Still, I hadn't been on the river road in many years, and I was looking forward to seeing it again. On the stretch of Highway 67 between Marfa and Presidio, you start to get a sense for where you are actually heading. The elevation declines several thousand feet, the heat starts to increase, and the arid Chizos mountain range approaches. It's a beautiful sight. All the dreams, schemes, and troubles of man don't mean a thing to the mountains. Our first stop was in the border town of Presidio, our last stop until Lajitas, where I had to make my first mindful decision about the remoteness of the road we were about to ride and the limited fuel range of my little FZ07.
There's gas in Terlingua.
There's gas in Terlingua?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're basically 60 or 70 miles from Terlingua via the river road. I'm just trying to figure out if I need to top my tank off or not. So I've got a 3.5 gallon tank.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will do that.
The answer is always yes for you.
Yeah, out here, when you see a gas pump, you just fill your little bike up. That's what you do. Once on the river road, the tone of the ride started to change. We were having fun and practically had the entire run to ourselves, but it was becoming a demanding ride. The quality of the asphalt was, well, let's just call it lackluster. There were no potholes or broken shoulders, but there was lots of dirt and loose gravel from road work, along with plenty of rough spots. Combine that with the hundreds of hilly blind turns with zero vanishing point, and we had our work cut out for us. You don't want to crash on this road. In the unfortunate event that you wad up your bike out here, help isn't minutes away, it's hours away, at best. Assuming someone found you and had cell service to call for help, you'd be looking at a long helicopter ride to get to a facility with proper care, and good luck getting your bike recovered. With this in mind, we took it easy. No sense turning a perfectly good adventure into a nightmare. As we pulled into Lajitas, I could easily tell the temperature was already close to 100 degrees. We would take a break and then head back the same way we came in an effort to get back to Marfa before the sun started to exact too high a toll. Been a long time since I've been down here.
Yeah, it's been at least a year for me.
I think 2009 was the last time I was down here.
Last year the bridges weren't there. Construction wasn't going on.
This has become quite, got some touristy stuff going on down here these days. A spa, a golf resort and spa. How hot is it going to be down here today?
It's gonna be 107 degrees.
I thought it was 179.
No,
107 today?
yeah, but that's about 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Heat
when
of the
it's
day.
like the hottest is like between 4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow and the next day are only supposed to be 90. So that's like way good compared to 110.
Oh, yeah.
Curves that like it drops off and
Yeah.
you like I don't know where the road
Mm.
is.
That's a very good statement.
You have to be ready to make a decision very quickly. Are we going left? Are we going
I
right?
can
How?
haul ass through here, but I don't know where the road is.
Yeah, it's.
I have no idea where it goes at about 20 feet up.
Is that
'Cause-
going about the right pace?
Oh, you were fine. Yeah. You don't want to. I mean, you want to have fun on this road, but you don't want to crash out on this road. I think a helicopter would be 45 minutes away, or half an hour
So-
away.
When this friend of ours worked worked as a paramedic down here for a little while, just basically relieving the other guys because they didn't have enough
Yeah.
people. So he would come down here and work like for a weekend, give somebody some days off. And he said that, in emergency medicine, you have what they call the golden hour.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get somebody to the hospital in an hour, their chances of surviving go way up. And he said down here, they have what they call the golden day. If you wreck out on that road and they can get you to a hospital in less than a day, they're
That's about as good as you can hope for.
they're doing good.
Yep. There are many points of interest on the river road, but we mostly kept the wheels rolling. We stopped a couple of times, however. This is a vista point near Dom Rock. That's Mexico on the other side of the river. We hadn't seen any migrants or fishy activity of any kind on this ride, and I was starting to realize why not. This terrain where we are riding is far too rugged for travel by foot, at least for successful travel by foot. We would have the river road mostly to ourselves all the way back to Presidio. Back in Marfa, we cleaned up our bikes, enjoyed a light lunch prepared for us by Mike's wife Gwen, and enjoyed a few cocktails.
It does kind of look like Cox 049 fuel, doesn't it?
Glow plug fuel. Glow fuel, yeah, that's what they should call it.
Remember that?
Boy, we're going back in time on that.
The fact that you even know what I'm talking about.
It was great to get together again, share some laughs, and tell some stories. On our final evening, we decided to take a small hike into the plains just north of town to enjoy the scenery. This part of Texas attracts unusual people, and I suppose we are no exception to that in a sense. This is one of those places people go to not be found, to escape the stifling nature of the rat race, and to learn more about who they could be with enough room and the time to slow down and breathe. We ended the night under the darkest, starriest sky in Texas and headed home the next day. Despite all the current turmoil on the border, there's still some fun to be had and some beauty to enjoy. Here's to next time.